think there were a lot of people that presented Thursday, so I don't know who else is going to show up.
Okay, well, I don't have anything in writing yet. I've just kind of been like looking at apps and stuff, but my thought was is to kind of expand on the geranium stuff that I did. An app for them. I don't know if you've ever heard of the app Cloth.
No.
Okay, it's pretty cool. You can like inventory your closet or your wardrobe. So you take pictures of it in the app, using the app and using your smartphone, and then you like if you go shopping, you can determine like what pieces you need to add to your wardrobe, that sort of thing, and you can like create outfits and things like that. So it's pretty cool. But so I was thinking, since geranium is both clothing and housewares, that you could do kind of, you know, you could do your closet, or then you could do like rooms within your house. Kind of keep an inventory or take snapshots of things, and so maybe do swatches, things like that. So that's kind of where I was thinking of heading.
Okay. Hi, Olivia.
Hey. Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I mean, just off the top of my head, I think it sounds like a pretty robust app, and for the purpose of that one store, I don't know how realistic it is to suppose that they had like have a budget for something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that the use of it would be somewhat limited if it were just geranium, and they could probably barely afford to have a website.
Right, which they don't.
Yeah. So, but I think the app is a cool idea, but maybe you can take that Cloth concept and make it more of an app like Cloth, but maybe with a slightly different niche.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just shoes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like, you know, the Shoe Finder, or I don't know. I think maybe if you could think of it, or maybe it's something where maybe Pinterest is integrated with stores and shopping, or I don't know.
Yeah, I see where you're going though. So my pen's not working.
Do you have any thoughts, Olivia? I don't know if you guys heard everything Melissa was talking about, but
I didn't. I caught the tail end of it, but yeah, I like shopping apps, so.
Olivia did a bikini app, or it was like an app that helped you shop for bikinis. It's sort of a collection of bikinis for information architecture.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
There was a slightly different twist to that assignment. But yeah, I'm just trying to help along with the concept.
Yeah, I think I agree. Even after I said it, I'm like, oh, that might be too much for one location, but I'm just wondering. I like the idea of integrating it into Pinterest, because it kind of goes hand in hand. Where I know there's another app called Keep. That is similar to Pinterest, but you can actually purchase the items. It doesn't. The only problem with that is that it doesn't really stay current. So you can click on things that have been posted, you know, several months ago, so they're no longer available. But the concept is kind of similar.
This is kind of a sort of a similar idea, but even more niche-y. I probably told you I'm really into embroidery.
Yeah.
And what's frustrating is if you are in sewing, and if you're at the fabric store and you're not sure if you have that color thread or not. So an app that would allow you to scan the barcode on your thread, and you would know exactly what threads that you have and what you don't have.
Yeah.
And catalog your thread, that might be helpful. So you're not rebuying something. You know, you start a project, you're like, should I buy thread or not? What do I have at home?
Yeah.
I mean, thread is a pretty low investment kind of proposition, so most people just buy a spool of thread with whatever they're making. But when it comes to embroidery thread, it gets a little bit more pricey.
Yeah.
And I've just been thinking a little bit about apps for that particular industry because that's what I'm involved with, and so I've been thinking, well, if I were to make an app that would be of interest to this particular niche, what would it be?
Yeah, that's actually, I don't know if you can see behind me, but that's my craft closet back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty cool too. Even yarn or knitting needles, like the gauges and everything. So
Yeah. So I would think niche
okay,
because it's hard to remember exactly what you have when you go out to shop.
yep. All right, I'll think on that a little bit more.
And with threads, they all have barcodes on them,
Yeah.
so they could be pretty easy to scan.
Hmm.
I mean, I keep buying the same shade of like, I think I have like 3 of the greens that are exactly the same.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll think more niche and try to come up with a different concept. All right.
All right, Olivia, I'll jump to you.
Sure.
By the way, guys, 2 things. I added a couple. If you were there on Thursday or you listened to the video from Thursday, I said I would add a couple of critique times between now and Thursday. I mean, now and December 3rd, because I had a gap between now and December 3rd in the schedule. And the reason why is because I'm out of town at the end of next week, and then the following week is Thanksgiving. So I didn't want to overschedule in there. But since you seem to like the Monday at 5 o'clock time, and that works with some of the people that can't make the Thursday regular meeting time, I planned a session for Monday at 5. So Mel, that might be a good opportunity to, if you get your ideas a little bit further moved along.
Yeah, I will.
And then that might be a good one for you. And then also the following Monday before Thanksgiving at 5 o'clock. So that's on the syllabus at the bottom where I have all the critique meeting times.
Okay.
And then one more thing. I'm working on a paper about teaching this class in this format, and so I thought it might strengthen my paper if I did a little bit of a survey to you guys who are participating in the class right now. And it would be like 2 or 3 questions, and I'm just going to set it up like it was a quiz. Obviously, you're not graded on it. Just answer honestly. So I'll harass you until I get everybody to take that survey because my paper's actually due Monday.
Okay.
So I'll set it up and see today, and then if you don't mind just answering the 2 or 3 questions, that would be awesome.
Sure.
All right, thanks. Okay, go ahead, Olivia.
Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I start? We're good?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. My app that I would like to do is a kind of a book club, but like an electronic book club, an app. And I want to call it Turn Together. So it's to create a community for book lovers where they can share, discuss, and participate in an online book club. Users will be able to join book clubs with people from across the world, or they can choose a local club with the option to actually meet and discuss in person. There will also be an ability to connect with their people's Facebook accounts so they can see like who of their friends actually are in book clubs and have the ability to join their book club. And it's just would be able to, one of the features would be to track your progress and also the people in your book club to see their progress and everyone's notes as they go along before the club meets, I guess. The target audience would be anybody who enjoys reading and would like to discuss their thoughts with others with like interests. Mm-hmm. While doing some research on other apps, I couldn't really find any that like had a book club feature. Goodreads is the only thing that was similar to my idea. Mm-hmm. Whereas it says in the features that you're able to join online book clubs and connect with other readers, but when I downloaded the app, like I couldn't find any online book clubs or like any links or anywhere to go to find that, so I thought that was kind of disappointing. But just being able to, compare and discuss books that you are reading or like to read and with other people, I don't know. And I haven't got the description yet, so this is what I have so far.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think?
I wanted to get your guys' opinion before moving on because I don't know.
Yeah, I think the social media integration would be really interesting, and like I could really make it like a sustainable app. And um, would you be able to read like the books through that app, or?
No, that's the thing. So
Okay.
you can do it like on your Kindle, or you can actually have like a physical book. So that's up to the person.
Okay, so it would be like a community sort of thing. Or,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting idea.
Thank you. I think I've always been interested in joining a book club, but I really just don't have the time to like meet weekly or bi-weekly even. So I thought this would be a good idea for people who can't, like busy moms or families who aren't able to, dedicate a certain time every week to meet. Or if they would like to meet every week, they can also do that.
Oh, go ahead, Mel. Were you going to say something? Okay. Olivia, I think it's a great idea, and I was actually surprised that there weren't more apps like this out there, because my first thought was, oh, there's going to be so much like this already, and my first thought was to encourage you to do something more niche-y, like maybe this is a book club app for tweens,
Okay.
And with the concept of getting them to read more and, having that social component to it. But it sounds like there isn't a whole lot out there. So for your competitive analysis, you might want to look at things that are not necessarily geared towards books, but maybe there's a film club app or a video game club app, or maybe even an app that this is slightly similar, but there's an app called TeamSnap that my daughter's soccer coach made us download, and it was a way to communicate to organize the book club. I mean, to organize the team, and it's sort of a different purpose. But perhaps you can think outside of the book territory to get yourself some ideas about a virtual group.
Okay.
That might have a real component as well.
Okay.
So think a little bit broader so that you can get some ideas about navigation and menus and all that kind of stuff, so you're looking at more.
Okay. No, that helps, because really I was kind of disappointed that I didn't have more to look at.
Disappointed/good. You may have $1 million idea, Olivia.
Maybe. Also, I was going to ask you if I should I keep it local, or can I keep it the option open more?
Well, I mean, I think you could do it in one of two ways. I mean, you could use it as an app to manage your book club, and then book clubs all over the world would download this app, and that's like it's fun because you log on to it and you see other people's comments about the book that you guys are reading together, or maybe it has a feature where it is a virtual book club.
Okay.
So it's like a book club management tool.
Okay. All right.
Take a look at something like TeamSnap. I don't think TeamSnap has the feature where you could go and join a virtual team. I mean, that would be beside the point, because it's like for a sports team. But I like this idea of being a tool to help you manage your book club.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe there's and the discussions can happen while you're sitting there commuting to work and stuff. So then you might get more excited to see everybody once you get to book club, because you've had this sort of ongoing discussion, or you could see all these messages. OMG, have you gotten to page 50? I can't believe blah blah blah. I don't want to spoil it. And then there can be a trickling of discussion that happens within your group throughout the week or throughout the month or whatever. And then you get together. Maybe there's snack and drink sign up schedule for who's hosting.
Okay.
It could be a really great tool to manage this, and then if you wanted to add the feature for find a virtual book club, or who else is reading this in the world, maybe there's that network right there.
Okay.
I love this idea. The more I talk about it.
I know, right? I'm excited. So I'll think about it. I'll do some more research and see which path I'm going to choose.
Yeah, and think about other like club management tools. You know what I mean? Other tools that might help give you ideas.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I called my in-laws the other day, and my father-in-law said that my mother-in-law was reading in the middle of the day, and I'm like, oh, you have book club tonight, and she crams like for book club because she doesn't do any of the reading. And so then she'll cram the day of the book club and read the first couple of chapters and then spend a couple hours online trying to get the summary before she shows up. I'm like, why do you do this? I mean, it's the same stupid thing. All right, Mike, I'm cutting over to you.
Okay.
Can you share the screen?
Yep. All right. So I didn't make a huge deal of progress since the last time, but I kind of have a mock-up prototype going right now, and I was hoping for some feedback on the color scheme and layout. But to fill everyone in, like my idea was to have an app that compiles all the local delivery services, like for food, and it would have like online menus, reviews, and like you could just like by browsing see the different like maybe stars or some other system of rating to see like what the highest rated places are, and basically you could order through this app, and instead of having to go to like each business's own website and like figuring that out, it would just be like an easier way for to order. And so right here I have what the home screen will look like more or less. I was gonna make a actual logo for this, but this is just a placeholder right now. But I was thinking you could enter the street address, so then it would like search the nearest places to you, and there'd be a member login, and the benefit of being a member would be like you could receive emails about different deals, and also you wouldn't have to re-enter your credit card information and like address and all that. Which actually, maybe in that case, I shouldn't have the street address on the home page. That might be displayed like once you click on the login stuff. But and at the bottom, I was thinking since there's not much going on here, there's some free space which could be used for either ads or promotions. And there could be ads that are relevant to the local businesses. Like this week, this pizza place is having a buy one get one free deal. But yeah, I'm not sure if I really like the cool color scheme. I was thinking maybe more warm colors, so they pop out more.
Well, I think you're kind of jumping ahead a little bit. I think you have a great idea, and so I don't know if you guys have heard about Mike's idea, but basically it's an app to allow you to quickly access restaurants that will deliver to you wherever you're located. And so he's doing a prototypical one for St. Louis. I think you're jumping ahead a little bit. I think you need to look at a few more apps, and I know that you're thinking about the one that you knew about in Vienna, but there are apps that do, sort of like Olivia, you need to think a little bit more you have to look at apps that don't do exactly what you want to do, but might have components of it to get yourself some ideas.
Okay.
So I would suggest like Around Me. I don't know if you use that app, but it's free. You can download it. Around Me, it shows you what restaurants and gas stations and pharmacies and whatnot are nearby. So take a look at the features of that, and obviously it doesn't do what you want it to do. But what does the home screen look like? What would a user do on that? I would look at OpenTable, because that's going to serve up restaurant ideas where not people that will deliver to you, not restaurants that deliver to you, but ones where you can make reservations.
Yeah, I was going to suggest OpenTable too, because that's a good, robust app.
Yeah. And then, Mike, I think you need to go back to information architecture, and before you get to this part of trying to figure out completed interface designs, I think you need to sketch out some different user scenarios.
All right.
So think about 3 different possible user scenarios. I'm in, probably it knows exactly where you are. You know, do you want me to give you ideas based on your current location, or do you want based on your food history, the things that you tend to like, or so think about how, and just sketch out what the screen, you know, sketch out different user scenarios.
Okay.
And then I think that's going to help you develop the screen wireframes after you've looked at more apps and after you've figured out how people might interact with this. And I would talk to some, I mean, you've obviously used the one in Vienna, but think about how different people might interact with this particular app.
Yeah, I mean, that one wasn't perfect by any means, and
Oh,
yeah,
I
definitely look at some
I
other-
think you're just making it hard on yourself because you're jumping to the last step of this whole project in skipping, you know,
Yeah.
the steps that are going to help you get there.
Okay.
So maybe you have a favorites button. You know, think about all of the ways, like, for example, I like to get delivery from, I don't know, this Chinese place around the corner. That should be in my favorites. You know, and you haven't even thought about all of those different user scenarios, so there's no favorites button here. So what I'm saying is you're trying to design the final interface without knowing what all you want it to do.
All right.
And I would think,
flowchart
like,
might help too.
what'd you say?
I think a flowchart might help too, because I think I
Yeah.
need to definitely organize.
Yes, and
stuff.
that's why I'm telling you to go through this whole process with the assignment, because I think it's going to lead you to some answers if you actually, you know, try to think about that. I mean, color, I don't want you to be even thinking about color and type, and I don't even want to comment on the color, type, button style, any of that until the 1st of December. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that for your design, you know, as an interface design, though, I don't think it looks super modern. I think you need to look at more and start to look at some apps that look modern and sophisticated to you, and start to observe, well, what makes them look modern and sophisticated, and try to incorporate some of those design elements into your own work. So
Okay.
right now, I just want you to be looking and observing and making a plan for what you want to do, as opposed to worrying about color at this point.
Okay.
So keep going, Mike. You have a really great idea.
Thank you. Just screen
Well, I
breaking.
think that's just us, you guys. Does anybody need anything more from me?
No?
No, yeah, this helped me a lot.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to record the critique so that you'll see that reflected in your grades area, so you will have done one more critique.
Mhm.
And then I will harass the heck out of you about this survey over the weekend. Sorry. And I'll see some of you guys Monday, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, bye, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Bye.